All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of our webinar series. Today's webinar is titled Dealing with Financial Indiscipline in 2023. Today is December 1st, 2022. So saying Happy New Month to each and every one of you is in order. I just got back from Kigali. I missed every one of you. We've not had any webinar in about probably two weeks thereabout. That's a very long break. So today we're looking at dealing with financial indiscipline. For the benefit of people that are joining us for the very first time, my name is Dr. Shogo. I'm a corporate trainer certified from Learning Performance Institute in UK, also certified by the highest certifying body in Nigeria, which is known as CMD, Center for Management Development. I'm a member of Forbes Coaches Council, which is a global platform for world-recognized coaches around. I'm a peak performance coach. I consult for high net worth individuals and I consult for corporate organizations. I've done that for over 17 years and I've consulted across banking, oil and gas, fashion, logistics, just name it. I've consulted across law firm, telecoms, yes, just to mention a few. I'm a keynote speaker and I've spoken in conferences across over 15 countries. I'm a life and business strategist. I've consulted for small businesses, for over 500 small businesses across Africa. I'm an ECOWAS youth ambassador. That's just little about who I am. I'm actually more than this. Media mentions, my thoughts have been published on Forbes magazine, I've been profiled by Tribune, by Guardian newspaper, I've been featured on Channels TV, Kenya Television Network, NTA, The Sun News, TVC, LTV, just to mention a little. Now, for people joining us for the first time, we have had several conversations cutting across different areas of life in preparation for 2023. However, we've focused more on finances in recent time, in the past 3 or 4 webinars. And this is because I realized that 80 to 90% why people experience anxiety is tied to finances. So if you can handle or get your money issues right in a new year, you will realize that other areas of your life will just start falling into place. So that's very, very important. And that is one of the reasons we're doing this. Without wasting much of our time, just pray that you're not logged out because we're oversubscribed already. So without wasting much of our time, as a way of introduction, I want to start by saying you can't succeed in life without discipline. Guys, as we step into 2023 is no more next year. 2023 is just 30 days away. As a matter of fact, 2023 is 30 days away. December is 31 days. I want you to know that you cannot succeed without discipline. I will start by saying once again that you can't succeed in this life with indiscipline. So if you want to succeed in 2023, the key to success is for you to decide what you want, decide what you are willing to pay for it, and decide to pay for it. Let me say that again. If you want to succeed in 2023, you need to decide what you want. That is 1. You need to decide what you are willing to pay for it. 2. And you need to decide to pay for it. 3. So I have actually shared 3 elements. Let me go over it again. Number 1, I said decide what you want. Number 2, decide what you are willing to pay for it. Number 3, decide to pay for it. Because you see, the glue that holds these 3 elements together is actually called discipline. Without discipline, a decision or determination will melt like wax when it comes against slight opposition. So there are 8 dimensions of life. I taught it during the physical goal setting class in Lagos, and I also taught it during the virtual edition. Once again, if you missed the virtual edition, I beseech you by the message of God, this is not marketing. I need you to purchase the replay so that you can start your year on not on a high note, but on a higher note. The video is available for purchase. And you see, one of the critical areas out of the 8 dimensions of life is finances or your financial life. But you know what? Discipline is a decision that is determined by vision and purpose. For fast fingers, I speak fast and I speak from my heart. So there are fast fingers that helps type and capture some of my thoughts in the chat room, just in case you are missing something. So discipline is a decision that is determined by vision and purpose. So my question to you at this hour is, do you have a financial vision and purpose for your life as we approach 2023? You see, the quality of the answers you generate in life is dependent on the quality of the questions you are asking. So I even want everybody to write it down to themselves and write it in first person singular. Do I have a financial vision and purpose for 2023? Do I have a financial vision and purpose for my life in 2023? Let me tell you something about discipline, right? Discipline is actually your bridge between aspiration and accomplishment. We all have aspiration, but not all of us achieve our aspiration. We all have dreams. Not all of us achieve our dreams. We all have goals. Not all of us actualize our goals. But you see, between your aspiration and your accomplishment, your goals and the actualization of your goals is a long line called discipline. So for example, everyone wants to have 1 million naira. This is a global webinar. We have people from different countries. So let me not use 1 million naira. Let's use a universal currency that everybody can relate with. Everyone wants to have $1 million or whatever currency of your country, but not everyone has this discipline of saving or investing their earnings. So do you get it? Do you get it now? So discipline is not a one-road street. Rather, when we look at discipline, discipline is a two-edged sword. So, Dr. Shogo, what do you mean by discipline is a two-edged sword? Now, discipline is doing what is necessary, though inconvenient, in order for you to achieve a goal. Get it right. I need someone to write that down. Discipline is doing what is necessary, even though it is inconvenient, but it will achieve your desired goal. And when we look at discipline again, it is also restraining yourself from doing what is unnecessary, though what is unnecessary is inviting and attractive. But you know what? It will take you off your course. I have consulted for successful people. And one thing I noticed is that they subject themselves to a regimen of restrictions and self-denial to achieve their set target. There's this Hebrew boy that his story is very close to my heart. It's called Daniel. Daniel reigned in Babylon for 65 years. He was relevant in 4 different administrations. But you know what? It was recorded by Daniel was highly disciplined.
If they're on time,
Daniel was highly disciplined and he did not defile himself with the meat from the king's table. I also remember the story of another lady called Queen Esther. Queen Esther stood out because she was disciplined. At times, following mob action syndrome is the reason why people don't succeed in life. Because everybody is doing this, they also want to do that. So if you want to be successful, or the successful people I've seen, they have strict restrictions and they are able to deny themselves so they can achieve their target. This is very, very important. So that's that as a way of introduction, guys. Now, this is a caveat. I need to let you know that if you are looking for a coach to pat your head, if you are looking for a coach to excite you, if you are looking for a coach to make you feel good, nah, not at all. I'm not that person. I'm not that person. So this is not a motivation session. This is not a motivational session. Let's see if we can admit people. This is not a motivational session. So actually, guys, if you want to attain success in any area of your life, in every area of your life, I agree that motivation is a key component of achievement. Yes, you have to be motivated. But you know what? You know what motivation does? This is what motivation does to people. It grants a large boost of confidence, and it shifts your mindset into believing that anything is possible. However, from my own little life experiences as a coach, I have learned that motivation owes no merit without discipline. I want you guys to write that down. Motivation owes no merit without discipline. So I want you to know that motivation to succeed is very fleeting, like it disappears quickly. Motivation to succeed is fleeting. Motivation to succeed is a fleeting sensation, and it does not last forever. That is why you will see people after a webinar, after a conference, they are pumped up. Give them 5 days, they are back to square one. Who will sign up for this course? Coach, I'm in. 48 hours after, coach, I realized that I need to buy clothes. I need to pay for this. I will not be able to make it till next year. That's what motivation does. So motivation is very fragile because the smallest factors of life, such as our mood or a change in our schedule, can actually kill motivation as quickly as you gained it. I need you to know that. So 2023 is not for you to be motivated. 2023 is for you to be committed. 2023 is for you to be disciplined. 2023 is for you to execute ruthlessly. To succeed, you have to be brutal. And to be brutal requires discipline. So I want you to know that things like procrastination and mood changes, they are actually inevitable in life. But you know, they can grant our productivity when the confidence that we actually gained when we were motivated fades away. So as a matter of fact, I will tell you for free in this webinar today that being productive in 2023, being financially free in 2023 is more difficult if there is not a solid reason as to why you believe you should be financially free. You should be financially independent. You should be financially stable. My people, I speak from my heart as a coach that loves his tribe member. I speak from my heart as someone that has gotten it right to an extent in his life and is willing to take as many along to get it right. So it is crucial that we discipline ourselves on being productive as soon as we have the motivation to do so. Once again, I'm going to quickly talk about once again, I'm going to quickly talk about dry January. We made a vow, either consciously or unconsciously, as a family here, that we will not have a dry January in 2023. And if you must not have a dry January, there are things you need to do. Some of you are going to get your 13th month pay. Some of you, more customers, you make your highest day sales in Q4. You make your highest sales in December. Don't use it on dirty December. Take 40 to 60%. If you live and enjoy your December on 40% or 30%, you will not die. It is irresponsibility for you to be waiting for January salary to actually pay school fees. Yes. You guys have to become intelligently smart. If you're saying, Dr. Shogo, why are you talking like this? Do you know my salary? I don't care your salary. If your salary is not cannot cover your school fees for your kids or whatever, wisdom demands that you join Osusu. Wisdom demands that you utilize cooperative. Wisdom demands that you time when you park. How can you be parking because you want to you timed when you are parking for a party, for consuming, not paying for essentials? Think about it. So guys, this is not a motivation session. All right. So let's look at financial discipline. Let's not glorify financial indiscipline that we saw on the flyer. Let's look at financial discipline, how we can achieve it, what financial discipline is, and how to gain mastery of our finances in 2023. So when we look at financial discipline, okay, let me remove this. All right, so this is why I love to wait till we are a full house before I start. So when we look at financial discipline, when you're financially disciplined, guys, you know what? You can do whatever you want with your money if you are disciplined with it, because you have control over your money rather than your money having control over you. Now, you might want to ask that, Dr. Shogo, what is even financial discipline? I will let you know that there are no universal description. There are no universal or widely accepted definition for financial discipline. But I will define financial discipline. I will describe it as your ability to learn about money and utilize that knowledge to guide your financial decisions. Let me say that again. Now, financial discipline, if someone can help us capture it in the chat room, I will describe it as your ability to learn about money and utilize that knowledge to guide your financial decision. There are a lot of people that learn about money, but they're not using the knowledge. And I remember correcting us in one of the webinars that knowledge is not power. It is applied relevant knowledge that is power. That was one of the narratives I corrected during one of our webinars. Knowledge is never power. It is applied relevant knowledge that is power. So it is not enough to be knowledgeable about money if you don't utilize that knowledge and engage it to guide your financial decisions, then you're not financially disciplined. So when we look at financial discipline, it is when you are in control of your money that you are spending in your life and business. That's financial discipline. Financial discipline is you have the ability, you are in full control of the money that you are spending in your life or in your business. That is, you know how much money is going from you and how much money you are getting as well. You can also call that financial discipline. You see, when we look at financial discipline, it enables you to weigh your pros and cons of your financial decisions. Let me say that again, and I'll give you an illustration. Financial discipline actually enables you to weigh your pros and cons of your financial decisions. I returned from Kigali this week, just this week. It's not yet 1 week. And at the airport in Kigali, I saw a perfume I loved. I wanted to buy it. In fact, there's somebody that went with me to Kigali that is here at the moment. Engineer Kola is here, and he was fully aware. I saw a perfume I liked. Guys, I roamed on the shelf, thinking whether I should buy it or not. And I went to meet Engineer Kola. And I said, Engineer Kola, dude, see this perfume. I love it. I know this perfume. However, I have perfume that will even last me till end of December and probably enter January. I'm a perfume freak. So if you want to buy me a gift, buy me perfume, designer's perfume. I don't wear turari, correct perfume. So, you know, I was weighing the pros and cons. I was dilly-dallying. And I decided I wasn't going to buy it. That's financial discipline. However, while still at the duty-free shop, I remember that, oh, I have a money in a foreign account that the card is with me, and I've not even touched it at all throughout that trip. And I called the engineer, oh, I have this money here in this account. I can remove this and use this perfume as a gift to myself on this Kigali trip, because I didn't buy anything in Kigali, not because I didn't have money. But you see, there's a difference between want and need, essentials and non-essentials. I travel a lot. So if I keep buying things, that's how I will accumulate the things I don't need inside the house and in my closet. So eventually I got it. But you see, I didn't buy it on impulse. It was thoughtfully thought through. So let me tell you something. How do I put it now? Okay, so I said I didn't buy it on impulse, guys. So when you call impulse spending, you know what you do? You give yourself the mental space to reflect on why you want to buy certain items. Let me say that again, guys, so that you can document it. When you call impulse spending, that is when you tackle buying on impulse, what you are actually doing is you are giving yourself a mental space to reflect on why you want to buy certain items. I have realized that people often spend so that they can cope with stress and emotional hardship. Yes, so shopping can be exciting. Shopping can be thrilling. Some people will tell you I'm a shopaholic. You see, shopping provides some certain excitement, and the newly purchased items becomes a distraction from what is actually going on in your life internally. But you know what? When you commit to financial discipline, you have to pause before you spend and you ask yourself about your motivation. Why am I buying what I'm buying? I'm already sharing nuggets. I just hope we are capturing I just hope we're capturing them. So I want you guys to write this down now. Please write this down. Write this down. A reflective mindset will help you achieve financial stability. I need you to write that down. It's such a short statement, but very powerful. A reflective mindset will help you achieve financial stability. Before you spend, ask yourself if it is worth it. Ask yourself the advantage. Ask yourself the advantage of making that purchase and weigh it against the disadvantage of making that purchase or engaging in that spending. So a reflective mindset will help you achieve financial stability in 2023. So I want to end this discussion on this particular slide by saying financial discipline is about getting your numbers right. In fact, this is also critical. You need to write this down because this is my closing remarks on this particular slide. Financial discipline is about getting your numbers right. And you know what? It requires setting clear goals, taking periodic measurement of your performance, analyzing variances, and taking corrective actions. Let me say that again. I'm saying that financial discipline is about getting your numbers right. My numbers will not necessarily be your numbers. In fact, my numbers cannot be your numbers because you might be earning higher than me, or I'm earning higher than you. I might have assets or liabilities that are more than yours. So our numbers can never be the same. That's why when it comes to financial life, guys, stop comparing yourself with another person. So get your own, your numbers are personal to you. So you need to be able to set clear goals. You need to be able to take periodic measurement of your performance. You need to analyze variances and take corrective action. Ultimately, you see, when we look at financial discipline, when we look at financial discipline, it is about earning more than you planned. Financial discipline is about earning more than you planned, spending less than necessary, and saving as much as possible and investing wisely. That's an equation I just gave you guys. It's a game changer. Let me say that again. I said ultimately, when we look at financial discipline, it is about earning more than you have planned, spending less than necessary, saving as much as possible, and investing wisely. This is very critical. So that's that. About that. So financial discipline is not a once and for all activity. Financial discipline is a process that is continuous. As you all know that I love to get feedback and engagement. Is the session making sense? Are we together? Can you hear me clearly? I need feedback. So if you can hear me,
yes, sir. Can you say the last statement? You are
yes, yes. Give me a cramp, can you? So
any more than you have planned.
I said any more than you have budgeted for or planned, and you should be able to spend below your earning. That is, you are spending less than necessary. Then you save as much as you can, and you have learned how to take calculated investment. Yes, I'm on fire today. Mata is saying you are very fast tonight. Yes, I need to be very fast. This thing is about energy. Meeting 2023 killing soy. Supporting law. All right. So I'm happy that we're all on the same page. So let's quickly look at this, guys. Without wasting time, let's look at 5 considerations for financial discipline in 2023. 5 critical considerations that I want us to take note of as we approach 2023, people of God. Yeah. So the people that missed the statement, have you captured it now? Damilo.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. Actually, I kept quiet because I was using style to catch my breath, you know. Abby, won't coach should rest too. One. So 5 considerations. I want to quickly talk about 5 considerations for financial discipline in 2023 in no order of priority. Number one thing I want you to do, I want you to pay attention to your income. Pay attention to your income. Remember that I've mentioned here severally that the principle of growth is attention. Anything you pay attention to grows. Pay attention to your income. So when we look at income, guys, this is where all your personal finances are based. So I am challenging you that as we enter 2023, look for ways to earn extra income. Change your job if you need to change your job. Life is a business, and the aim of every business is to increase market share. So as you are entering into 2023, guys, you need to be able to ask yourself that, what can I do to earn extra income? I hope you know that Africa is fast becoming like developed countries. People now do 2-3 jobs. People do one physical job, they have one remote job they are doing somewhere, and all the rest. Think about if you need to change your job, if you don't like your salary, if you need to, the beginning of the year is a good time to do all that. Guys, you see, your income is the starting point of your personal finance journey. Your income is the starting point. It is, when we look at your income, it is the entire amount of cash flow that you receive. So your total money inflow is your income. And it is that your inflow that you can allocate to expenses, to savings, to investment, and to all other aspects of your life. You see, income is all the money you bring in into your life. So I'm talking about your salary, I'm talking about your wages, I'm talking about dividends, and I'm talking about other sources of cash inflow that you make. So the question you should be asking is my income currently sustaining my current lifestyle, or my income is actually not sustaining my lifestyle, and I keep going into debt? That is, you borrow loan to sustain your current lifestyle. These questions are very critical, guys. Because you need to understand your income. You need to understand your income, people of God. So pay attention to your income in 2023. Remember, we're looking at different considerations. This is what we're looking at. Considerations for financial discipline in 2023. So if you are not aware of your income, you will realize that you are spending more than you are earning. And that is the fastest way to go bankrupt in a new year. This is very important. When you know that you are engaging with someone that their income is more than your income, you won't go into unnecessary competition with the person. Number 2 is spending. Spending. This, when we talk about spending, we're talking about your expenses. And I am beseeching you by the message of God, have a budget. Some of you don't have budget for your recharge card. You just want to be connected online on your phone, and your phone is not making you money. Your phone is not making you any money. Think about it. It will amaze you. There are people earning 40,000, 50,000. Their budget on data in a month is about 10,000. Do the percentage, do the math. And the 10,000 they have spent it. It is a spending. It is not an investment, because it's not bringing money back to them. They just want to be online so that they can watch people's WhatsApp statuses, to check gossip websites, to broadcast unnecessary news up and down. So spending is about your, when we look at spending, these are your expenses. Spending is an outflow of cash from you. And typically, this is where the bulk of your income goes. So spending is whatever an individual uses their income to buy. This can include rent, it can include grocery, it can include eating out. Some of you, that eating that is close to your office, if you check how much you have spent there in 1 year, you will scream. Some of you are not yet matured enough to treat your living room like an hotel. The things you have in your living room, and you keep acquiring. You want a home theater, screen, cinema theater style screen. How many visitors comes to your house? How many percentage of your time are you indoors? I'm not saying it's bad. Don't get me wrong. I teach clearly. I said you are not yet ripe for such. That's what I said. So you want to think about all that. So home repairs, travel, unnecessary entertainment, all this come under spending. So you want to, actually I've shared my story with you. I have 11 clusters of thrift, which is known as Osusu. 11 clusters right now, and it's about 7 years old. I have clusters of thrift that runs into 15 million monthly income. I oversee all of them, and I've done that 7 years, and I've graduated it into a registered cooperative. That is, I'm privileged to own it. I'm privileged to be the visionary. But how did I stumble on it? A particular year, several years ago, I bought 5 generators in 1 year because I lived in an area that there was no light, and the generators kept packing up. Then I got angry after the 5th one that no generator again. And I didn't have generator for some couple of years. People in the compound called me wicked, called me this, wicked against myself, But do you know that it was the money I saved during that period that I used in starting the very first thrift? And from 1 thrift, it went to 2, to 3, to 4, to 5, to 6. I have a thrift of 100K. I have a thrift of 50K. I have a thrift of 120K. I have a thrift of 150K. I have a thrift of 200K monthly. Some of them are even relocating now. So we have some new slots since we have gotten to a calendar year. But before you join the thrift, I must know you, you must know me. If it was. But on the flip side again, I have people that I've never seen in my life that are in that thrift. I think I saw Fadekemi in this webinar. Fadekemi is based in US. Madam Fadekemi, are you here?
I'm here, sir.
Oh, you know me, I call out names so that you don't be like, no, I've never seen Madam Fadekemi in my life. Maybe we have done video call, yes. She has paid for my coaching session. She belongs in one of my thrift. We've done about 2 or 3 cycles on that particular thrift. When did I meet her? I think during lockdown. But it was in the virtual world. Guys, the world has become a global village. And the digital space is the market square. If you don't have a digital footprint, honestly, you are missing opportunities and you're leaving money on the table. So when you see me talk passionately, I'm not motivational speaker. I'm talking about the things I've lived, the things I've touched, the things I've experienced. In fact, for November, December, Madam Fadekemi played ahead and kept it with me. That, doc, you see this 2 money, just help me hold it. So when November comes, pay. When December comes, pay for me. True or false, man?
True, sir.
Guys,
Yes,
wake
sir.
up. Oh. Guys, wake up. Wake up. Pay attention to what how you're spending your money. The people you're trying to impress, they don't send you. They don't send you. Because God gave you just miracle breakthrough, small money, 1 million, 2.5 million. The next thing, you want to buy car, you want to show that you have arrived. When you should be thinking of how can I quickly quadruple this money within the first quarter? How can I quickly quadruple this money within the quarter I made the money? So that you will be spending from your profit and you're not spending your capital. It is foolishness to spend into your capital, guys. I am angry this night. So being able to manage your spending is actually a critical aspect of your financial life. I need you to write that down. Being able to manage your spending is a critical aspect of your financial life. Money has power. I can tell you, I won't lie to you guys. I told you I'm not a motivational speaker. Money has power. If you have 1 million or you have 2 million and you're not disciplined, the money will be pushing you to spend it. Life will bring things and you'll be thanking God in your mind. Maybe that's even why I have this money. Maybe that's what. No, you have to be brutal at times and say no to some request to protect your future. It is not wickedness and it is not selfishness. You see, money is to be respected. I keep telling you guys this. If you respect your money will respect you. If you take care of your money will take care of you. You know, I'm very big on giving. Yes, I am big on giving, but not giving foolishly. The 2 weeks, I'm more relax, more live soft life. I've given myself with over 14 or 13 webinars. I don't want to finish myself. A tap that has no water cannot give water out. Look at my tempo today. I'm coming back energized. It's because I took care of myself. I didn't spend all myself on you. Because spending is not limited to money alone. If you're a pastor, don't overspend yourself on church members. Protect yourself. They say that master called Jesus. He will also withdraw into the mountain. He will protect his energy, protect his space, refuel. Because, you know, I encourage you guys to spend less than your income. Because if you don't spend less than your income, what will happen to you is that you will not have enough money to cover your expenses, or you'll be forced to borrow money and you will fall into serious debt. And you know what? Debt is not debt that you die. It is DEPT I'm talking about. Debt can be very devastating financially. You don't want to be in that place, especially if you've taken a debt from all these if you have taken a loan from high interest rate source. That's very important. On a lighter note, there's a bank that has been troubling me for the past 2 months now. I'm not a salary earner, but I'm sure, I don't want to call the name of the bank, but I'm sure some of you must have experienced it as well. If you have a LD bank account and you run it effectively, they are sending mail to me back to back that I'm now entitled for loan. I'm not a salary earner. They sent me mail that I'm entitled to a loan up to so amount, and I can pay back with 1.8 interest over the next 12 months. Guys, what I first did was I calculated 1.8 times 12 times 12 months, and I said, I'm on one chop. But you see, because people make emotional decisions, they don't think through. They will just jump at it. Me, I did not jump at it, and I will not have reason to jump at it. Me, collect loan from bank. It makes sense. Are we ready for number 3?
So part of you said being able to manage your spending.
Wallahi, I didn't remember. Someone should please. someone should please.
I will not help you.
It's on the chat. It's on the chat.
Yeah, you see, someone just chatted on the chat room as well that I've been receiving such messages from my bank too. So this is very important. So the next one we want to look at is savings. Saving is not accidental. I need you to write that down. Saving is not accidental. So when we look at savings is talking about the money you keep aside to cover any sudden financial needs, or you're saving to achieve a future goal. So when we look at saving is actually the income left over after spending. That is, if you're spending on essentials. But for me, this is my personal lifestyle. I'm not lording it over you. I'm not telling you to do it, but if you want to do it, do it. For me, I remove savings before I spend. Yes, that's what I do. No matter how little, I remove savings. So
that is the proper thing, sir. That's the proper thing, sir.
You know, in this life, there's no absolute. There's some people will spend before they save. So everyone should actually aim to have savings that can cover large expenses or emergencies. My father died last year. I did not plan it that my father was going to die. But you see, with all sense of humility, I was not at the mercy of any family member because I had savings. I had emergency fund. So when we look at savings, it means that you're not using all your income. And I know that not using all your income can be difficult. But regardless of this difficulty, everyone, I am encouraging everyone listening to me this night to strive to save at least a portion of their to save a portion of their income. This is very important. I gave you a formula. How many of you remember the formula? Can someone give it to me now? The formula in the last 2 webinars. I'm not going to go ahead if nobody is talking about it. I know that some people are going to open their notes now. How many percent of your income should go into savings, into expenses? Why is everybody keeping quiet? I don't understand.
50, 30, 20.
It's already in the
50,
chat, sir.
Oh, okay. 50, 30, 20. 50% is for what?
It's for needs.
It's for needs. Okay, I'm asking because of the people joining us for the first time. 30% is for what?
Wants.
And 20% is for what?
Savings.
And I remember telling you that for me, I do 40% savings. You have to be disciplined though. You have to be brutal. This is very, very important. So, but I want to say this, You see, one thing I pray to God for, and which you have noticed about me, it is the simplicity with which I teach. I don't want people to come into my space and I don't want people to come into my space and I complicate issues for them. And I try to communicate clearly. As good as savings is, savings will not increase your money or multiply your money in the long run. And you can become so addicted to savings that you are not aware that savings is not really a plus like that, because idle cash in your savings account becomes a waste. You know why? Because it will lose its purchasing power to inflation over time. So you need to also look at how can I protect my savings against inflation. So that's why you will see, if not that the system is wonderful here, there's something called high yield savings account or high yield deposit account or high interest. Long ago, one of my banks used to do it, but right now, every situation has changed. So saving money is not enough. You also need to know that you should not save perpetually without having a project in view that you want to use it on. If not, its purchasing power is going to be reduced. So cash that is not tied up in an emergency or spending account should actually be placed in something that will help you maintain its value or grow it, such as an investment. I hope I'm clear on that, guys.
Repeat it, sir, the last one.
Me, ma'am. Oh. So let's look at this again. Savings. I said that when you save, don't become engrossed in saving, that you are not also aware that saving money for long reduces the purchasing power because of inflation. So you want to think of, so your saving, if your saving is not tied to emergency fund, emergency spending or a spending account, you should actually look for a way that the money you have saved, you have tied it somewhere that its value will still be maintained. There are several strategies to doing that. I share that in my inner circle, which is known as Strive Community. It's a paid platform. So there are information that I don't share for free. So let's look at number 4, investing. This is very important. When we look at investing, you need to be able to grow your money so that you can be financially free. You need to grow your money in 2023 so that you can be financially free. And when we talk about investment, or when we talk about investing, it involves you purchasing assets, which can be anything that will bring more money, into your pocket, into your income. Maybe you're talking about stocks, you're talking about bonds, you want to earn a return on money invested in a particular project. You see, investing actually aims to increase your wealth beyond the amount that you have invested. But I need you to also know that investing comes with risk because it is not all assets that appreciate. quickly, and you can actually incur a loss. So when it comes to investment, please don't invest in what you are not knowledgeable about. Don't invest in what you are not familiar about. So you need to spend time to dedicate some time to gain understanding by reading and studying, or entrusting people that have gained mastery of investment to guide you. All right, last but not the least that I want to talk about is protection. If you look at my slide, you will see the hand protecting those investments. So that's protection. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Priye. Priye works with me. Priye has been with me for over 4 years, thereabout. Priye is awesome. Priye designs all my slides. For me, this designing slide is a low-level activity for me. I want to do some higher stuff. So I delegate it and outsource it to Priye, and I sort him out. If you are a business owner, your slides are not on point or your flyers are not on point, because people judge your product and services from the quality of your flyer. If you don't know, buying is psychological and emotional. Do quality flyer, a yellow Canva, except you have gained mastery of Canva very well. Some people will do Canva is like watercolor. All the elements are not well placed, and you expect people to buy from you. Talk to Priye. Priye will give you a discount if you mention my name that you're from Dr. Shogo. So number 5, let's quickly talk about protection, guys. And when we talk about protection, that is, how are you protecting your money from financial risk? And one way you can easily do that is through insurance. So when we look at protection, I'm talking about the method that individuals, people, that they use to protect themselves from unexpected events. So that we are looking at, nobody plans to be sick or have terminal sickness. Nobody plans to have accident. And when you are insured, you have a means of preserving your wealth. There are insurance that you can do that if you do it before 50, some after 50, you know, different stuff. Ask. For some of you, you have aged parents. Yes, we are not planning and praying that they should die, but they can die anytime from now. If you have done life insurance for them, do you know that you would have successfully saved yourself some expenses from your main income or emergency fund? What do I know? Health insurance, life insurance, estate and retirement planning, all this falls under protection. I hope you are gaining value. So these are some of the ways to be financially disciplined, though. And these are areas of financial discipline that you need to focus on. So we have number 1, income, number 2, spending, number 3, savings, number 4, investing. People don't invest, they will say, yeah, tomorrow will take care of itself. Number 5, protection. So let's quickly talk about Thrive Tribe. Let's quickly talk about Thrive Tribe before I talk to you about financial problems and how to overcome them and the causes, who are very important. So Thrive Tribe is a Dr. Shogo inner circle. So Thrive Tribe is my inner tribe, is Dr. Shogo inner circle. It is subscription based, and it is 1 year annual subscription. It is 100K. It covers 1 year. It is not one-on-one coaching. It is a group session. So I grant you access into my life. I give you access into my network. You leverage on opportunities I bring to the table. I share high value premium information in that particular community. And we have people in Abuja, in Lagos, in Abeokuta. We have people in UK, US, and Canada for the 2022 Thrive Tribe. You see, there are information you cannot have access to for free, except you pay for them, except you belong to a high vibrating community. So I am inviting you. It's not by force, but I'm just telling you what works. For me, I've said it is 100K for a year. I have an international inner tribe that I belong to that I pay $10,000 for 1 year. And that is, and I saw an accelerated growth in my life. I mentioned it before, and I'm going to mention it again with all sense of humility. My goal for 2022, I crushed all of them by October. Whatever I am doing in November and December is jara. It is icing on the cake. So if you want to live an extraordinary life in 2023, I need you to know that you need to do more. Actually, Planning is not enough. Setting goals is not enough. Having focus is not enough. You must be ready to become. You must be ready to do, and you must be ready to have. However, you can't do it on your own. You need an accountability group. We have monthly Zoom meetings. We take topical issues. Next year is going to also function as your accountability platform. I have come up with a concept that I'm going to pair people up into different clusters that they hold themselves accountable. They give feedback. People bounce the ideas off the group. People get good connects in the group. Mr. Meaningful is in this is in 2022. I can't forget the day he was going for a meeting in Ibadan, and he asked in the community, because it's a close community, that guys, I'm going to Ibadan, I need a connect. Somebody from the group linked him with a connect, and they've never met physically, not until we had a physical meetup at Radisson Blue. Your association determines your destination. If you want to vibrate higher, if you want to be hot in 2023, you need to stay near fire. Dr. Shogo Inner Circle is what you need. I'm not gambling. I told you my work is a business, and at the same time is a ministry for me. So if you want to join the Thrive Tribe, it is 100K for people that are in Nigeria. If you're outside Nigeria, it is $200. I need someone to help me type my phone number into the WhatsApp, into the chat room, 080-7755-2220. So if you want to join the Thrive Tribe, which is my inner circle, it is 100K. All you need to do is chat my number via WhatsApp and type Thrive Tribe. See, I don't have time to waste. I work with a sense of urgency. It is not for the excited. Be sure of what you are signing up for, because you have to pay a minimum of 50K this week. Then end of the month, you pay 50K. Your 100K is complete. If you want to pay all your 100K at once, you pay it, because we kick the ball rolling in January. So it's not for people that are still guessing about their life and about their destiny. Opportunities are not seen with the eyes. Opportunities are seen with the mind. So that's that about Thrive Tribe. If you're interested in joining Thrive Tribe, you're committed and you want to get a better result in 2023. See my suit now. When you suit now. Yeah, guys, I want to teach you how to attract wealth. I want to teach you how to attract opportunities. You can't give what you don't have. Guys, this is not motivational speaking. If you're interested in joining Thrive Tribe, some people joined in November. They were able to split their money, 50K in November, 50K in December. I try to make things easy for members of my community. Other people will say, you must pay it once. So there's a flexible payment plan. But since we're already in December now, 50K this week, 50K by December 31st. And if you have your 100K right away, you can also do that. You can chat me via my phone number, 080, let me check the group. Have they posted it? Yeah, as long, nobody typed. So this is my phone number, 080 77 55 220. So that's it. I've shared it to the group. I think I shared to someone. It was a direct. Let me send to everyone so that we don't get to miss it. Okay, Dr. Felix has Lala too has also posted. God bless you. So that's it. Just send it to me. Thrive Tribe. That's all. I will add you to the 2023 platform. It's already running. Now you want to ask me, Dr. Shogo, why should I join your inner circle? Guys, like I said, it's not for everybody. It's a no-nonsense group. It's a no-nonsense inner circle. So if you want to achieve more and worry less in 2023, you need to join a supportive community of creators, of leaders, career and business owners that are moved and driven by meaning, by purpose, and the transformative power of wonder. You know, I have big shots in the group. I have people earning a salary of 700K, 600K, 900K monthly. I have surgeons, I have engineers, so it's not a gathering of riffraff. This is not a guesswork. That's all about that agenda. So let's look at financial problems and their causes. Or is it okay we keep quiet and end the class?
No, continue, sir.
Yes, let's go and sleep.
We should go and sleep.
Doctor Shogo, continue, please. So
Continue, sir. Continue, sir.
All right. Okay, let's quickly.
Doctor.
Nurse. All right, let's quickly lock this down now. So let's look at financial problems and their causes. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't change what you are not aware of. I need you to know that you can't change what you are not aware of. And change actually comes with acceptance. You can't also change what you have not accepted. So this is very important. So which means for you to overcome financial hardship, it takes humility to agree that, okay, I'm having challenges with my finances, right? So I want you to, when we talk about problem, whether it is big or small, whether it is a small problem or a big problem, it is a situation that you need to overcome. It is a situation that needs to be resolved. That is what the problem is. So ideally, you need to find a solution to a problem you have, because if you don't find solution to it, it will worsen. And when it worsens, it will not be good for your life. And in this context, we are talking about financial problems. So which means a financial problem that you ignore, it will not resolve itself. It will degenerate and probably consume the life of the person. I've seen people commit suicide because of debt. I've seen people commit suicide because of financial hardship. I've seen people swallow poison and try to hurt themselves because of financial problems that they did not address head on when they had the opportunity to address it. So when we look at financial problems, there are problems that actually relate specifically to money. Every of your money challenge is a financial problem. So let me gist you this night, guys. Let me gist you something. So there's financial problem and there's financial annoyance. I need you to write that down. There's financial problem and there's financial annoyance. But you see, when we look at financial annoyance, I've described financial problem for you. When we look at financial annoyance, it is not as serious as financial problem. So this is the twist. Stay with me. This is the twist. When we look at financial problem, someone is trying to join. All right. So when we look at financial problem, it requires you deciding what to do. Like, for instance, an expense you didn't plan for that you need to sort out. But when we look at financial annoyance may actually bother you, but you can overlook it. So for instance, your significant other spend maybe $500 above the budget and bought something that is unnecessary for the house. If it is a one-time issue, you can be annoyed but you overlook it. But I want you to know that financial annoyance can become a problem if they prolong or they become habitual. So that's the difference between a financial problem and a financial annoyance. So financial annoyance could be you're driving home and your son or your daughter that is maybe 9 years old. Mommy, see ice cream. Please, I need to buy. You didn't budget it. But okay, this boy has never asked me such before. Let me buy. That's a financial annoyance. But it becomes a problem if you don't nip it in the bud that every day you buy ice cream of, let's assume that 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira is small, right? In quote. But multiply by 30 days. Or okay, they go to school Monday to Friday. So 5 times 4 weeks, that's 20 days. So multiply it by 4 weeks, that's 20,000 naira. Now multiply 20,000 naira by 10 months. That's 200K. Plus another 2 months, that's 240K on ice cream alone. How does that sound in your hair? And you know what? That is how some people are parenting their children, because they will always say, my parents did not give me this. But look at how you are ruining your life. And a financial annoyance has become a financial problem that you have not even identified. And for some of you, it's on yourself, but you don't know that what you're doing is financial annoyance. So I'm just craving for that ogufe and bokoto with goat head. So you buy it. It causes a financial annoyance in your income. you can afford it, overlook it. But once you start doing it back to back, it's no more annoyance. It is financial problem. I hope I tried in coining out those words. So let's look at causes of financial problem. So we'll look at causes of financial problem. Then we'll look at 5 ways to improve financial discipline. So 5 causes of financial problems in no order of priority. Ladies and gentlemen, please kindly give me 2 minutes to drink water and catch my breath. Woo. Thank you. So let's look at causes of financial problem. Number 1 is lack of planning. Guys, your finances has to be planned. December is upon us. Christmas is coming. Have you planned how much you are going to give and how much you are going to protect and move into your January? This is very important, because if you feel disorganized about money and you don't plan anything, you know what? You will likely experience problem in your life. You will likely experience problem in 2023. Do you have I have a budget for my January 2023. I have a budget for my Q1, including my travel budget. So if there's no goal for your money, you know what? It can actually prevent you from having what you need to pay your bills. Let me say that again. If you don't have a goal for your money, it can prevent you from having money that you actually need to pay meaningful bills in your life, because you have spent money unplanned. Listen to me. When you don't make plans or organize your cash, you know what? You are actually leaving yourself open to problems. Something happened last week to me in the house. They requested that I send money for a particular thing. I sent the money, but after I sent the money, I said, guy, I don't like what you have just done, because I planned my money. I had this so and so amount on me. This and this is what I wanted to use it for this week. You have set me back. You have set me back. So it's very important, guys, that you plan your money. Hey, some of you just withdraw money like that, but you have 4 accounts. You have ATM for all the accounts. You have internet on all the accounts. Hey, ni plano. I have 5 accounts. I have just 1 ATM and only 1 account that is linked to internet. All others, I intentionally even open those accounts that their branches are not around me at all. So I have an account that is devoted for education. I have another account that is devoted for personal development. Yes, I have my account for personal development. So when I see a book I like, is from that account I withdraw. If I withdraw from my everyday knockabout account, I will now go and withdraw from my personal development account and replace it. You should have a budget for all that. Guys, please plan your life. I am begging you. Plan your finances specifically. Okay? Let me come back here. In this part of the world that we live in, we pay house rent not monthly. We pay house rent yearly. So which means life gives you 12 months before you pay. So how can the day the due date arrives and you are not prepared to pay the bills? Children's school fees, a term is 3 months. So life gives you minimum of 3 months before you pay. So at the point of paying, how can you be acting confused, unprepared, unaware that you pay bills? People get pregnant. That baby has given you a minimum of 9 months to plan. Then at the point of delivery, on delivery date, that's when some people are looking for pampers. They are looking for spirit. They're looking for sterilizer. They are looking for clothes. It is out of irresponsibility, guys. Guys, see, I told you, for members in my community, if you can get your money issue right in 2023, I can assure you that your prayer point will drop by a minimum of 40 to 50%. All other areas of your life will just start fixing itself. Any plan now? Hey, you take a loan. They have given you a payment plan. Now, the payment plan arrives, you have not paid. Oda. It's not good. I want you to raise your standard for yourself. Raise the bar for yourself. Don't live an irresponsible life. Man, 5 causes of financial problems. That's what we're looking at. What's number 2? Number 2, unforeseen circumstances. Why will I not love to be here? See the way he has interpreted my slide. Unforeseen circumstances. Maybe this guy now, he did not know that the battery was low. He was working on a project, writing a proposal. He did not save it. Bam. His laptop went off. It was much interpreted. So, unforeseen circumstances. Unforeseen circumstances, guys. Unforeseen circumstances, they happen in life, but they should not just be the reasons why we are not on top of our games, because certain things cannot be planned for. For instance, a medical bill, a financial emergency can sometimes happen with no warning. So if this happens more than once in a row, you may actually exhaust your emergency fund, and it's not because you did not plan. Unforeseen circumstances can actually keep you from your goals, even if you are on the right path with money. So, Dr. Shogo, how can I tackle this? This is going to be my solution to you. There's something called time quadrant. Now, that something is urgent does not mean it is important. That's quadrant 1. Unfortunately, that is where a lot of people focus on. So you are busy, but you're not in business. You are full of activity, but you're not progressing. You're making movement, but you're not progressing. Quadrant 2 is not urgent, but is important. Unforeseen circumstance can be a stroke. Unforeseen circumstance can be a minor heart attack. But you see, as you grow older, Shebi, you're supposed to pay attention to your health, what you're consuming. So my solution to unforeseen circumstances, even though it's still not within our control, but what is within our control under unforeseen circumstances is to make adequate plans for different things within your power as much as possible. Focus on the really important things before they become urgent. This is very important. They can tell you unforeseen circumstance can be your child that is 10 years old stabbed somebody in the throat, and the person is losing his life. So you need to pay for surgery, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's an unforeseen circumstance. But however, you add power to raise your child, spend time with your child, teach them values that are upright, how to be disciplined, how to manage their anger, and all the rest. But you did not. And that is why that unforeseen circumstance popped up. A flat tire is an unforeseen circumstance. To make it not an unforeseen circumstance, how often do you gauge your tire? How often do you check the health status of your tire for your car? Guys, honestly, there's no excuse in life, because excuse, no matter how strong, does not lead to achievement. I need you to write that down. Excuses, no matter how strong, does not lead to achievement. You can't be in tribe and you're an excuse giver. No. In life, it's either you're giving reason or you're giving result. It's about result. I have a barrister in tribe, which is my inner community. She shared with me, and I went to share with the group. She just became a chartered arbitrator. We celebrate our wins. The other day, she passed through Dubai for an oil and gas conference. 2 years ago, they even gave her a speaking slot. You want to walk and move with the company of winners. 2023 is not going to be a year of fake it to make it. Let's look at number 3. Number 3, not enough money. So this is a major cause of financial problem in people's life. And this is a lot of people's complaint and reality. See, if you don't have enough money, everything will feel like a problem. In fact, I want you to write it down. If you don't have enough money, everything will feel like a problem. If you don't have enough money, everything will be a prayer point. And by the way, I want to let you know that financial prosperity, financial freedom does not answer to prayer and fasting. Financial freedom, financial prosperity, it answers to principles. It answers to covenant. So if you don't have enough money, everything will feel like a problem. And you know what? It can actually not having enough money can actually be due to you making an expensive payment that has taken most of your income, or you are not making enough from your paycheck to make ends meet each month. But you see, if you're not making enough for your paycheck to make ends meet each month, it is your personal responsibility to ask yourself that how can I increase my income? I have taught you guys about locus of control. In case you guys you were not in that particular webinar, I also gave it as an assignment. Locus of control. The spelling of locus is L-O-C-U-S. Locus of control. So whatever the reason, not having enough money can actually create a problem for your budget. But not having enough money is also not an excuse. If you are not lazy, there is money everywhere. As a matter of fact, there's no money problem. What people have is idea problem. Let's look at number 4, lack of education. Lack of education. So even if you make good money, right, you have a good income and you have savings, I need to let you know, I need to announce to you that without financial education, mistakes are pretty likely to occur in your financial life. So a lack of financial education is simply not knowing enough about money or knowing how money works. So for instance, you don't have enough information about money. When you don't have enough information about money, for instance, it is very easy for you to fall into money doublers and they'll just tell you money doubler, get rich quick. If you invest in a wrong thing and you make a mess of your budget. So financial education is very critical for you in 2023. I told you how I bought about 7-10 books, read over 500 articles on personal finance before I gained mastery of my finances. I told you. So this is for people joining for the first time. I know they look like, say, this guy, he mouth just sweet, he has it all figured out. I have been in debt before, 5 million. I was healed. My heart expanded, my left ventricle. I went to do ECG. And that was when I made a vow. And I took my financial life seriously. So I'm not speaking from a place of, I've had it all rosy. I've shared my wins, I've shared my losses, I've shared my challenges. I speak passionately, not just from my heart, but from my belly, because the things I am talking about, I lived it, I experienced them. So it's not, I'm not a motivational speaker, no. So you owe yourself, guys, if you can honestly get your money issue right in Q1, you are going to have a very beautiful 2023. So it's enough for you, it's more than enough for you to say, okay, my Q1, that is my January to March, I want to understand finances very well. I want to gain mastery of it. So lack of education, that's that about lack of education. Let's look at the last but not the least, which is family issues. When it comes to family issues, a lot of us get emotional. And I need you to know that while I know they finish, I remember giving you an assignment under this family issue, even though I did not mention it as family issue as a cause of financial problem. But I remember talking to you about black tax. Guys, go, if you have not read it again, go and Google black tax. Black, then tax, T-A-X. So a lot of people have gotten into financial problem because of black tax, but they are not aware that it is black tax. Black tax is a slogan that originated in South Africa, but you see every African pays black tax, whether you are outside Africa or you are inside Africa. And it's tied to family issues. This is a big problem because family can actually affect your finances. So if you and your spouse, for instance, disagree on how to handle money, you will have family, you have a money problem. If you have a family member that is constantly asking you for cash, it can actually throw you off from reaching your money goals. For some of you, it was an uncle that sponsored you to school. So you feel you owe him to sponsor all his 10 children to school. You owe him to send him to America. You owe him to send him to UK. Family issues can keep you from making a budget or stop you from saving money due to differing opinions. And you know what? This can cause financial stress and problems in your life. So guys, with this viewpoint of mine, we have looked at 5 causes of financial problems. I said number 1, lack of planning. Number 2, unforeseen circumstances. Number 3, not enough money. Number 4, lack of education. Number 5, family issues. Let me add a JARA to you. JARA means bonus for people joining us from outside Nigeria. JARA means bonus. So you might want to put a bonus point there, and I'm not going to explain it. One reason people enter into financial problem is high debt level. High debt level. It is not debt of dying. It is debt of owing money. In Nigeria, some people will call it debt. That is what I'm talking about, debt, D-E-B-T. So high debt level is another reason that people get into financial problems. And you see, borrowing money is not bad. Taking a loan is not bad. What is bad is taking a loan to consume. Guys, stop taking loan to consume. Stop borrowing money to consume. It's a quick way, or one of the quickest way to entering financial problem. And if you're not even taking money to, if you're borrowing money to consume, make sure that before you even borrow the money to consume, you have a mechanism for paying back already in place. Hope is not a strategy in the equation of success. Hope is not a strategy in the equation of financial freedom. Be intentional. I told you that today's webinar is for people that can eat meat, that can eat bone. Crushed bone is not milk, is not meat. It is bone we're talking about here. This is my destiny I'm sharing with you, is my life. So me, neither not to waste if I can't tell you the truth. So finally, let's look at 5 ways to improve financial discipline. Since once we can improve financial discipline, it also means that we have tackled financial indiscipline. Like I usually give my disclaimer, there are more than 5 ways to improve financial discipline. In fact, there are over 100 ways, maybe over 1,000 ways. But definitely we can't look at everything. I can't teach everything. I've only selected what I have used in my life, and I just want to share it with you. 5 ways that you can become financially disciplined. Chicken now. Number 1, be realistic. And I want to let you know that you have to be realistic with your current financial realities. You have friends, you have peers. You might not be working in the same organization. Some of them, they were born into wealth. So it's not even the 30K salary that you're both earning that they are spending. Some of them, they are the last born. All their siblings are in UK, US. So it is dollars, money from diaspora they are using. So you can't afford to spend the way they are spending. So you need to be realistic with your financial, current financial situation. You need to be realistic with the realities in your life. So, and also stop setting unrealistic goals. Because when you set unrealistic financial goals, or you are engaged in an unrealistic financial lifestyle, you're actually playing with fire. Because when you set something unrealistic, it makes you feel incapable of achieving anything. So the next thing you know, you are right back to where you started. And where is that? Excessive spending. If you have a financial obligation to other people, right? You can't afford to split your income into half. You might want to just take a portion to sort their needs. Let them also stop playing God in people's lives. Set your priorities, set realistic targets to properly maintain other aspects of your financial life as well. So me, I tell them in the house, and by the grace of God, God has helped me to become my reality. I don't say because I bought a car now, that's why we cannot eat food in the house. Because I will not buy a car that I cannot afford. Because I just paid rent now. Because we just pay school fees now. And so there's no food. So when you are realistic, you will realize that all other areas of your life are balanced. Please, am I communicating? Am I making sense? This class is becoming too quiet.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I get a male's voice?
You're making sense. You're making sense. You're making sense.
Yes, sir. You're making sense. You're making sense.
Positively.
You're making meaningful sense.
Thank
Massive
you.
knowledge, massive
Now-
knowledge, massive
Now
sense.
I feel like it's lively now. Thank you. So let's go to number 2. Remember, we're talking about how to improve financial discipline. Make a list. Make a list. You need to be able to organize your priorities on a list. And this is a great way to actually keep your thought on track and spend on things that had meaning to your life, things that had meaning to your career, things that had meaning to your destiny. And you see, your list can have all the places you want to travel to, for instance, or your ultimate goal in life. When you actually make a list, you know what it will do for you? It will help you to start thinking about how far you are from your goals and give you a clear future of your future strategy. This is very important. And when you start ticking off from your checklist, it will give you a satisfying feeling that will actually motivate you to keep going. So do you have a list? Eh? Do you have a list of what you need to spend money on? So for instance, for me, I know that I need to pay. I know that by January, I need to pay for, what's it called? I need to pay for an inner circle I belong to one of my coaches in US, which is $5,000. And you know what? I started planning that $5,000 since June, because I can't pay in Naira. I have to pay it in dollars. So I made provision for that already. I have like 2, 3, okay, the book we're reading in Tribe, that is my inner circle. The book we're reading in the month of January, I've ordered it from US, because for me, I love to read hard copy. But there's an app that has that book, which I'm going to introduce to members of Tribe. So if they don't have the hard copy, they can read. That book is disruptive. That book is massive. That's what we're studying in the month of January in Dr. Shogo Inner Circle, which is known as Tribe. This year, the book we started with in January is called U Squared. That book is massively disruptive. The book is not plenty. I don't even think it's up to 100 pages. But the strategies and the concept for people that read it inside out. Please don't come and ask me that what's the name of that book again. I'm not going to talk about it because you're not a member of the inner tribe. So I make all these lists. That is why, you know, one of the questions I get asked a lot, that Dr. Shogo, how come you have energy to run different things? And it's because I understand priority management, and I don't burn my energy unnecessarily. I understand Pareto principle, and I engage it and employ it and apply it into every area of my life. You are wondering why I'm talking like this on a high note. Guys, I had 3 hours sleep before this webinar. I had 3 hours sleep. I feel refreshed. I didn't spend unnecessary time in traffic to be locked outside in traffic. No. It's part of making a list. You want to be on top of your game financially, you want to improve financial indiscipline, make a list of where your money is going to. Then you will understand that you don't have extra to go and drink. You don't have extra to carry gas up and down. You don't have extra to say, boys, I declare for you. When you're not in any osusu, how will you not be indisciplined? You're not in any cooperative. So you don't even have target. Spend your money on errand before life sends your money on errand. And you can only do that by making a list. I told you I oversee 11 clusters of our job. I don't have a salary. I belong to all the 11 clusters. And I still belong to a cooperative that I need to pay contribution. So every month I have 11 clusters of our job that I need to pay money. Tell me, Mama, I wish to win now. Okay, guys, I'm just challenging you to wake up. All right. So let's look at number 3. Focus on budgeting. You see, this sounds cliche, but a lot of people, the truth is you don't have a budget. Before you actually make a budget, you need to be able to take note. Are you aware of your expenses? So that you can know how much you spend every month. So for example, I need you to write down your spending on your living expenses, your rent expenses, your debt repayment, and your savings. When you understand this, you'll be able to budget it effectively. So that's why at times, I mean, we saw a lot of good stuffs when we were in Kigali. I just got back this week once again, in case you did not hear very well. I saw a lot of things that I loved at the duty-free shop, but you know what? My budget cannot accommodate it as of that time. And that's what guided me. in not making impulse purchases. So after you have taken out expenses that actually remains constant, you need to be able to allocate an amount that you will spend on food, amount that you spend on utilities. Some of you are on DSTV premium. Is your house a viewing center? You're on premium. You don't even have light. You will still burn petrol. Are you thinking at all? It doesn't make sense. I'm telling you as your coach, it makes sense. It's your background life. Nobody cares whether it's premium you are using or it's GoTV. Nobody cares. But these are some of the things ruining your future, and you're actually risking your old age. You have DSTV, you have GoTV, you have Star Times, you have Kilode Afisheni. They say, yeah, it's not because of me, it's for my guests. It's your house and hotel. It's not because of me, it's the children. To occupy them, teach them educational stuff, buy stuff that will educate them, that will equip them, buy stuff that will stimulate analytical thinking. Chess is there, Scrabble is there, several things. Like I'm talking too much this night, Gary, forgive me. So I want you to make a list of every expense.
You are not talking too much.
I want you to make a list of every expense. Thank you for your kind words and your feedback. All right. So budget your January. January is 3 months in 1 month. Budget it. Some of you will be driving to church every day because of your 21 days fasting, because of your 30 days fasting, because of your 7 days fasting. Because you budget. And if you're joining us for the first time, I'm a very strong advocate that because you are doing 7 days fasting or 21 days fasting in your church or in your mosque, is not a reason that you should suspend your mental faculty for the whole of January. It is irresponsible. You can do it and do other aspects of your life. Start January in January. Some people start their own January in March, and that is the reason they don't crush their goals. I've shared with you my January this year, how I crushed all my goals. I told you how I lived in January. It's my truth, it's my reality, it's confirmable. Number 4, get a clear picture. A lot of people have picture, but their picture is not clear about their finances. So before you start to think about how you want to save money, I actually need you, I challenge you, I encourage you, I motivate you to get a clear picture of what you are dealing with. You need to evaluate your income in terms of your priorities. Let me say that again. Evaluate your income in terms of your priorities. I was speaking with a bank manager some months ago. I think I've also shared it here before. She was going to relocate. She has gotten admission already. But by that, we broke everything down. I say, away to pay. You will leave bank manager. Then we decided that, okay, and she's not relocating again. She will do 5 years here. Then later, maybe you can relocate and do a PR in Canada. Clear picture is very important. Unfortunately, not everybody, God distributes these giftings according to how he wishes. And also human beings take responsibility by themselves to choose the skill they want to develop. Not everybody has the gift of clarity. Not everybody has an analytical mind. So wisdom demands that maybe you speak to an older person, you speak to a coach. Everybody needs a coach. That okay, ever me working in. So you don't make mistakes. So for instance, if you hold money to multiple lenders, I want you to think about how much and how soon you have to pay off each one. And you also need to discipline yourself and have a clear picture of how you intend to make more money. These are areas of getting a clear picture. I hope that made sense.
Yes, exactly.
And the last but not the least that I want to share, and by the way, I will encourage and challenge each every one of you in this webinar today that you should not log out. Once I say in conclusion, it is wickedness. How can I invest 2-3 hours? You just exit. You are a taker. That means you are a taker. I did five-part series on givers and takers. That thing used to pay me. Me, I am saying it. I not get shame. The thing it used to pay me. That see wicked people. We have not even finished officially. You have taken what you feel you need. You go. It is wickedness. And what you sow, you will reap.
Doctor,
Hello,
what
my
is
word,
happening?
Oh,
Doctor,
No,
what
it's
is
now.
happening?
It is true now. You just be like, oh, yeah,
Shogo.
every other thing don't make sense. The thing used to pay me. We are 96. You
Ah.
must stay with me till I say,
Oh
guys,
boy,
bye.
softly now.
You guys,
Doctor,
I'm teaching you guys how to
what?
live. I'm teaching you guys how to live. Trust me. Don't bottle your emotions. Express it. People might not like it for you, like you for it, but you will be at peace. You will not have bitterness against people. What I'm doing. But it's the truth. What you sow, you reap now. So wait, let me finish. Don't me. I don't.
Me too. I'll start telling this to my church people now. I'll start telling my church people.
What's making you guys laugh? It's the truth now. All right. Okay, so let's look at number 5. Number 5, save a specific amount each month. But guys, honestly, if you are not in our WhatsApp community, we have 56 WhatsApp community. It used to be 55, but now we have a WhatsApp community for Rwandese people. So it is now 56. But guys, on a more serious note, this is family meeting. We exchange banters, we tell ourselves the truth. In life, we have 2 categories of people, givers and takers, right? And in actual sense, life is give and take. But if you tilt towards takers, being a taker is not a good way to live life. You're not going to make impact. You're not going to make desired income. And your name will not open doors for people. Because people will see you as, it's just me, myself, and I. It's my family, myself, and I. You don't consider others. You don't give. And when we talk about giving, it's not just giving money. Your time, your attention, your advice, your resources. So giving is not limited to money. And I balanced that particular series by telling you that we have givers, we have takers, and we have matchers. And the best place to be is being a matcher, because you can also give, and you give that you are considering or you're prioritizing other people's successes or success at the expense of your own success. That's not the way to live. So the middle point of being a giver and a taker is matchers. And there's a book by Amy Grant. I can recommend that for you. There's a book by Amy Grant. It's called Givers and Takers. Read that book. It will change your perspective about life. It will change your perspective about life big time. I'm very big on giving. And once I notice you're a taker, I block you. I block you. I block you without thinking twice. So you don't want to live on that side of life. Unfortunately, most people live on that side of life without being aware. But me, I'm telling you as your coach, live your life at a higher level. Raise your vibration. That's how to outlive yourself. There's no award for takers. All right. It's okay. All right, obvious. It's all right. It's obvious. So let's look at save a specific amount each month. Like I mentioned earlier on, I said saving is not accidental. Saving is intentional. Saving is deliberate, and saving is conscious. So whatever it is that your monthly income is, or whatever it is that your business earns you, you can always save. Even if it is just $10. I'm saying I'm using dollars because this is a global webinar. Even if it is $10, save something. Save something. You know what? It might seem insignificant right now, but you know what? It will gradually add up to a serious amount. Because if you don't save when you don't have small money, that this money is too small for me to take a saving out of it. When big money comes, that's the same way you will not save. One of the presupposition of NLP is how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're not saving when the money is small, you will not save when the money is big. For some of you that are above 40, start thinking about retirement. What's your retirement plan? Are you saving for retirement? And when you have saved, you cannot send the money on an errand. You can save in bits until it becomes big for it to help you. All right, before I conclude, let's quickly do a quick recap. So we looked at dealing with financial indiscipline in 2023. Then we started by saying that you can't succeed in life without discipline. And we talked about the place of discipline in becoming a high value individual. We talked about the place of financial discipline as you having the ability to weigh the pros and the cons of your financial decision. That's very, very important. And we said that irrespective of whatever it is we want to do in life, discipline is very critical to achieving success. All right. And you see, when we talk about financial discipline, it is you having control over your money rather than your money having control over you. Now, this is to prove to you that I didn't cram all this. I can see that I'm redefining it again. So I think this is beautiful. It just came spontaneously. I said discipline is you have control over your money rather than your money having control over you. All right. So this is very important. It is the ability to learn about your money and utilize that knowledge to guide your financial decisions. We spoke a lot, and I also mentioned that this is not a motivational session because motivation without execution is frustration. So this is very important. Motivation is very fleeting. You can be motivated for 48 hours. Before you know it, you are back in square one. Then we talked about financial discipline, which I've just explained again. Then we looked at 5 considerations for financial discipline in 2023. We talked about income. You need to pay attention to your income because this is where your personal finance, all your inflow, your income is where all your inflow comes in. And I also mentioned sources of income. We talked about spending. Spending is about your outflow, where your money is going to. Pay attention. It is when you pay attention to your spending that you know which holes you need to block. So me, I call it rat hole. Holes that rat have made in your pocket, in your finances. There are holes that you need to block so as to improve your financial standing. Savings, the money you keep aside to cover sudden financial need or to achieve future goals. We looked at investing, which is what are the strategies you have put in place to grow your money so you can be financially stable. Then we look at protection. How do you protect your financial risk? Do you have some cushioning effect? And I shared some health insurance, life insurance, and all the rest. Then we talked about, oh, that's protection. Yeah. So we talked about Tribe, which is my inner tribe. So what we do in Tribe, we meet once every month. There's a monthly Zoom meeting. We have question and answer. We have book of the month. Then we do reviews and we share strategies. People drop in their goals and we hold ourselves accountable to our goals. We also leverage each other's network. Now I'm introducing 5 new things into my inner tribe that I did not execute or implement in 2022 because 2022 is the first stream. And you know what? People in 2022 have paid for 2023 already. I have 2 people at least that have paid for 2023 already in full. That's to show you the impact. If it was not impactful or meaningful in any way, I will not get a repeat customer. So if you want your life to be extraordinary, say you want to stay hot in 2023, stand beside fire. And with all sense of humility and confidence and boldness, I can tell you that I am fire. I can tell you that Tribe community is fire. It is not a gamble. We also watch video documentaries. I share life strategies, things that have worked for me, new information that I have access to. The other day, I think about 2 months ago, I was sharing with them, Nigerian Naira card is $20 maximum spend limit. Not everybody wants a domiciliary account. I remember sharing with them 2 different accounts that they can use, they can circumvent to be able to transact in dollars and pay their fees for international transaction. I won't share it on a free platform. These are part of the things I share in my inner circle. So in 2023, you must be ready to become, you must be ready to believe, and you must be ready to possess. But you can't do that on your own. So it is very important that you belong to an association that will move you closer to your desired goal. Then we looked at why do you need to join? If you want to achieve more and worry less in 2023, you need a support system. Dr. Shogo Thrive Tribe is where to join. It's called Dr. Shogo Thrive Tribe, Dr. Shogo Inner Circle. So all you need to do, once again, just in case you didn't catch it very well, maybe because of your network, just chat me and chat Thrive Tribe. I will add you to the community, but don't join in excitement. You must pay 50,000 this week, then another 50,000 end of the month. That is, if you cannot afford to pay the 100K straight. So that's it. If you are in diaspora, it is for $200. Okay, so financial problems and causes. We looked at financial problems and their causes. We talked about what financial problem is. We looked at the difference between financial problem and financial annoyance. Financial annoyance that is not attended to becomes financial problem. And we looked at 5 causes of financial problems. We said lack of planning, unforeseen circumstances, not enough money, lack of education, and family issues. These are the realities of life. These are everyday things that we can all relate to. Then 5 ways you can improve your financial discipline. I talked about being realistic. I talked about making a list. I talked about focus on budgeting, get a clear picture, and save a specific amount each month. Guys, there are money that comes into your hand that you did not plan for. People dash you money. Somebody tipped you. Somebody appreciated you. Save it. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, accumulate it. All the free money I get, I accumulate it until it becomes a lump sum. Then I decide what to do with it. Not that as you see today, as you are going home, you just carry your buffet, you buy ram lap. Some people have eaten their destiny all in the name of I eat good food. Conclusion of the matter, guys, we are going into this 2023. It's just 30 days away. I want you to know that you can't become financially happy. Your financial life cannot be healthy without financial discipline. You need to say no to some certain things in order for you to experience the financial growth you desire. So financial prosperity is directly tied to how financially disciplined you are. That is why you will see people win lottery, but they are back to being broke in 9 months or in 6 months, simply because they lack the financial discipline to multiply their money. I can't remember one of the webinars that I was telling you that the 3 skills you need to learn about your money. Number 1, number 2, number 3. I remember it, but I don't want to mention it because people that missed it, I want them to feel pained. 3 skills of money that you need in 2023. I've shared it before. So I will not say it. Anyways, so you can connect with me on social media. I'm on Facebook. I have a community on Facebook with over 8,000 people cutting across 10 countries. There are books you can download for free. So there are books you can download for free. Just search Class of Dr. Shogo, Class of Dr. Shogo, and admin will accept you. It is free to join. You can connect with me on Instagram at Dr. Shogo and on Twitter at Dr. Shogo. If you use an Android phone, I have an app. That app is called Dr. Shogo. Just go to Google Play Store, search Dr. Shogo, and download the app. If you don't belong to any of our WhatsApp community, you can chat with me on this number. I will send the link to you so that you can stay abreast of other information and our webinars. My website is drshogo.com. All right, so before we close, we are 88. Before we close, if you have any question, please ask your question. Permit me to stop the recording.